Welcome to the Emperor Snowman. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell. If you're returning, thanks for the support. In tonight's video, we're going to be discussing 10 sequel mistakes fans will never be able to forgive Lucasfilm for making. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker may have earned over $1 billion at the worldwide box office back in 2019, but by today's standards, it was considered a box office disappointment due to its budget and a failure to match its predecessors. Unlike The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, it proved to be a divisive end to a trilogy which split the opinions of fans from the start. Now, we're taking a look back not at what was bad about them, and there was a fair bit, but what could be considered missed opportunities that, simply put, we're unable to forgive. Number 10. No Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost. How could they? Poor Hayden Christensen took the brunt of the fans' frustrations over his role in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, but he did the best with what he was given. Inserted into the end of Return of the Jedi, we found out that the former Sith Lord had learned how to live through the Force after death, but you wouldn't know that from his complete absence from this sequel trilogy. Number 9. Forgetting Finn's story arc. Remember when Finn was a reluctant stormtrooper who turned on the First Order? Despite initially wanting nothing more than to escape Captain Phasma, his friendship with Rey put him on a heroic path that saw him wounded at the hands of the villainous Kylo Ren. However, by the time The Last Jedi started, Finn was a coward again and went through the same journey, albeit with Rose at his side instead of Rey. Number 8. Supreme Leader Snoke's identity. The Force Awakens left fans desperate to learn more about this mysterious Supreme Leader Snoke, and countless theories quickly followed. Was he the Emperor, a resurrected Darth Vader, Darth Plagueis, or perhaps another powerful Force user who had pulled Palpatine's strings? Number 7. What became of the Jedi Temple? The Force Awakens alluded to the role of the Galactic Senate in a post-Return of the Jedi galaxy, but what of Coruscant and the Jedi Temple? Had Trevorrow been able to direct Duel of the Fates, we would have learned that the First Order had made the planet their home, with the citizens hidden beneath it and just waiting for the opportunity to fight back against their oppressors. Number 6. Overlooking the Prequel Trilogy. Look, the prequels weren't great, though they did manage to tell a cohesive story, unlike the sequels. Regardless of whether you loved or hated the movies, though, completely ignoring them wasn't the right move. There were a handful of references, but that was about it. Number 5. Never reuniting Luke, Han, and Leia. It's a miracle that Abrams was able to convince Harrison Ford to return as Han Solo at all. So we're not going to hold it against him that he killed off the beloved smuggler in The Force Awakens, especially when it was handled so well. However, not finding a way to reunite this iconic trio is downright unbelievable, and a true missed opportunity for this divisive sequel trilogy. Number 4. The Skywalker Lineage. These 9 films may have been dubbed the Skywalker Saga, but thanks to the sequel trilogy, we know that the Skywalker family tree were little more than a footnote in history. The childless Luke Skywalker died to distract his nephew, and Leia Organa passed away shortly after using the Force to reach out to her son, despite being able to fly through space in the previous movie. Number 3. Outer Space Battles. Say what you will about the prequels, but those outer space battles were truly thrilling. Revenge of the Sith, in particular, really knocked it out of the park, though it would be unfair to overlook the phenomenal fights the original movies also delivered. The sequels, well, do you even remember them? The closest we got to an epic space battle was at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Number 2. Luke Skywalker's Dark Side Temptation. Luke Skywalker's story arc in The Last Jedi was controversial among fans, and not even Mark Hamill himself appears to have been on board with the creative decisions made there. Despite that, you can't fault Johnson for trying to do something bold with the Jedi Knight, and this did prove to be an effective explanation for why he had decided to turn his back on the Force and go into hiding. The fact that he was tempted by the dark side to strike down his nephew in order to do the right thing, which wasn't all that different to Anakin striking down Mace Windu to save Padme, is fascinating, but it wasn't something the movie explored anywhere near enough before Luke's death. His feeling of failure aside, it's hard to believe Luke would ever turn his back on the Resistance. Unless you're reading old books. I didn't tell nobody. Number 1, Emperor Palpatine's return. Bringing back Emperor Palpatine wasn't the worst idea, and if you watch those scenes in a bubble, they're pretty good. It's not that hard to believe he transferred his essence into a clone body incapable of holding his evil spirit, or that he would have a cult made of Sith loyalists. Unfortunately, the movie barely addressed any of that. Instead, we had to learn about it in tie-in novels. It doesn't help that The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi didn't even hint at Palpatine's return, and when he did show up again, it was felt forced, random, and poorly explained. With the proper build, this could have been truly epic, but Abrams mostly dropped the ball in terms of its execution. We have no issue with Palpatine coming back, but this villain's story would have been better off ending in Return of the Jedi, as Abrams and Chris Terrio simply didn't have what it took to make this any more than a missed opportunity. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.
You have failed me for the last time.